The night air was crisp, and the rain had begun to drizzle when Ryan pulled up to the small, time-worn house at the end of Maple Street. He checked the order on his phone, large pepperoni, extra cheese. But it wasn't the pizza that intrigued him. It was the note attached. Please knock twice and wait. I move slow. Ryan had been delivering pizzas for 2 years. He'd seen all kinds of customers, tired parents, hungry college students, lonely bachelors. But something about this note made him pause. He stepped onto the creaky wooden porch and knocked twice. Moments later, the door slowly opened, revealing a woman wrapped in an old knitted shawl. Her silver hair was neatly pinned up, and deep wrinkles framed her gentle smile. "You must be the pizza boy," she said softly. "Yes, ma'am. Large pepperoni, extra cheese." She chuckled. "I do have a weakness for extra cheese." Ryan smiled. "That makes two of us?" Margaret, he learned her name as she counted out the money, moved with a certain slowness, not just physically, but as if every movement carried the weight of memories. As she handed him the cash, she hesitated. "It's cold out. Would you like to step in for a moment?" Ryan glanced at his phone. He had a couple more deliveries, but something told him this was more important. He nodded. "Sure." Inside, the house smelled of lavender and old books. A fireplace crackled in the corner, casting flickering shadows on the walls. Framed photos lined the mantel. Most were old, black and white, capturing moments frozen in time. His gaze landed on one in particular. A young woman with dark curls, bright eyes, and a smile that could light up a room. "That's me," Margaret said, following his gaze. "A long time ago." Ryan grinned. "You must have been quite the heartbreaker." She laughed softly, though sadness lingered in her eyes. "His name was Charles. He used to bring me chocolates and roses every Sunday. We were going to get married." Ryan settled into a chair, captivated. "What happened?" Margaret's fingers traced the edges of the photograph. "Charles was drafted into the war. He promised he'd come back, but—" She swallowed. A letter came instead. "Missing in action." Just like that, he was gone. Ryan felt a lump in his throat. "I can't even imagine." "I waited," she whispered, her voice distant. "I waited for years, believing he'd return. I never married. No one else could be Charles." Silence settled between them, the kind that was heavy with emotions left unspoken. The rain tapped softly against the window, a quiet rhythm of the past. Ryan glanced at the pizza box still sitting on the table, untouched. "Well," he said, forcing a smile. "If Charles isn't here tonight, maybe I could share this meal with you?" Margaret's eyes glistened with unshed tears. Then she nodded. "I'd like that very much." And so, a pizza delivery boy and an old woman sat together, sharing laughter, stories, and a simple meal. For Margaret, it was a night of remembering love, and for Ryan, it was a lesson that love never truly fades. It lingers in memories, in stories, and sometimes in the kindness of a stranger.